This brass key rests beside my coffee cup. Scratch metal holding stories I locked up. I stare into the dark ring on the wood, wondering if I did the best I could. Rent is paid but my spirit feels so thin. Fighting wars nobody knows I am in. Counting pennies just to make it through the week. Searching for the strength I forgot to speak. Breathing slow, let the quiet do its work. Behind the shadow, there is something that survives. Even when the heavy silence tries to hurt, I am still rewriting the story of my life. There is grace inside this small silent space, a gentle light that time cannot erase. I don't need the world to tell me I've arrived. I just need to know I made it out alive. Tomorrow has a chance saved for my name. I am learning how to step outside the pain. My reflection in the window looks exhausted, thinking about the dreams that I thought I lost. Late night trains rumble miles underground while I sit here catching peace I finally found. No applause needed for the steps I take alone. Building quiet faith right inside this home. Every scar is just a place where light came through, telling me I'm stronger than I ever knew. Breathing slow, let the quiet do its work. Behind the shadow, there is something that survives. Even when the heavy silence tries to hurt, I am still rewriting the story of my life. There is grace inside this small silent space, a gentle light that time cannot erase. I don't need the world to tell me I've arrived. I just need to know I made it out alive. Tomorrow has a chance saved for my name. I am learning how to step outside the pain. Pick up the key, feel the weight in my hand. It opens doors I couldn't understand back then. I was broke, I was bent, but I never broke down. Just a quiet worker putting on a silent crown. It's okay to sit here doing nothing for an hour. Softness isn't weak, it's a different kind of power. Brass key sitting on the dark pine grain. I'm leaving all the heavy in the rain. Still standing, still breathing. Tomorrow is waiting. A screeching subway car rounds the bend 6 floors below, rattling the half-empty mug on your windowsill. You sit with your forehead pressed against the glass, watching red taillights bleed through the damp evening fog. I brought 2 paper cups from the corner shop down the block, so pull your feet up onto the cushion and rest. You do not have to fix every broken thing tonight. You do not have to carry the weight of this entire town. Just breathe the steam rising off this tea. Let the city noise fall into the background. When the concrete feels too hard to stand on, I will sit right beside you on the floor. When your chest is tight and the door rolls in, we can leave the heavy answers at the door. You are gonna make it through to tomorrow, even if all we do tonight is watch the traffic fade. The squeak of wet sneakers on the pavement down below is the only rhythm keeping time in this quiet room. I saw the way your hands trembled when you turned the key, like you were trying to keep the whole world from breaking in. Put down the phone, kick off those heavy boots. Nobody is expecting you to win every fight alone. You do not have to fix every broken thing tonight. You do not have to carry the weight of this entire town. Just breathe the steam rising off this tea. Let the city noise fall into the background. When the concrete feels too hard to stand on, I will sit right beside you on the floor. When your chest is tight and the dark rolls in, we can leave the heavy answers at the door. You are gonna make it through to tomorrow, even if all we do tonight is watch the traffic fade. We built our dreams on these noisy avenue blocks, taking the scrapes and pretending we were made of steel. It is okay to break down where the streetlights cannot reach. It is okay to admit how deep the cuts really feel. Listen to the city hum, slowly going still. I am right here beside you. I am right here. We will pull through to tomorrow. Just let the noise drift away. Yeah. Petrichor and burnt espresso drift through the cracked window of his sedan. Marcus checks his bank account, $24 remaining in his hand. The double shifted 35th left a knot between his shoulders. He watches neon diner signs flicker as the night grows colder. Every late night promise feels like vapor in the chill, yet his lungs still expand against the steering wheel. He counts the streetlight pulses on the dash, refusing to break down or let the dream crash. A sudden gentle breeze carries sweet jasmine bloom, clearing out the heavy dust inside his moving room. He carries bruised knuckles and a heart made of gold, living out a story that has never been told. Though the dark covers every single turn on the street, he moves with a rhythm that refuses defeat. There is light in the valley, there is warmth in the air. He breathes in the promise that comfort is there. Yeah, he remembers how his sister told him patience was a seed buried in the midnight dirt to blossom what you need. He folds the unpaid bills and lays them softly on the floor, takes a lingering breath before he walks through the front door. The hallway smells of toasted rice and honey from upstairs, a quiet grace that answers all his unspoken prayers. He counts the streetlight pulses on the dash, refusing to break down or let the dream crash. A sudden gentle breeze carries sweet jasmine bloom, clearing out the heavy dust inside his moving room. He carries bruised knuckles and a heart made of gold, living out a story that has never been told. Though the dark covers every single turn on the street, he moves with a rhythm that refuses defeat. There is light in the valley, there is warmth in the air. He breathes in the promise that comfort is there. The weight does not vanish, but the burden gets light when he listens to the city softly humming through the night. Every shadow is proof that the lantern is close. It is the quietest faith that heals him the most. Steps out to the quiet street. He takes one deep breath, lets the tension unclench. Hope sits beside him on the quiet porch bench. A sharp conviction snaps the quiet room, while dusty shadow puppets dance upon the blinds. The clock ticks slow against the wallpaper flowers. I stare at my phone screen turning black in my palm. 28 years of running on borrowed diesel, trying to build a castle out of parking stubs. My chest feels heavy like a swollen storm cloud, yet a tiny ember whispers that I might survive. Amber street lamps flood through dirty glass, painting golden lines across my faded rug. Every heavy breath is just a rhythm dropping, setting up the tempo for a brand new song. There's beauty in the slow repair, when the dark gives way to gentle air. You don't gotta carry every broken stone. We are finding light inside the undertone. Hold your head up high tonight. Even bruised wings learn to take their flight. Out on the corner near the 24-hour diner, a tired waitress wipes down counter stainless steel. Her reflection meets a passing midnight bus driver. Two strangers holding up the weight of bills and dreams. The wet asphalt shines like a river of silver, reflecting red brake lights and neon green signs. We buy coffee hot and count on small victories, finding grace inside the ordinary grind. Amber street lamps flood through dirty glass, painting golden lines across my faded rug. Every heavy breath is just a rhythm dropping, setting up the tempo for a brand new song. There is beauty in the slow repair, when the dark gives way to gentle air. You don't gotta carry every broken stone. We are finding light inside the undertone. Hold your head up high tonight. Even bruised wings learn to take their flight. Step off the curb into the cool, damp mist. Feel the bassline hum inside your collarbone. Every mistake was just a lesson signed in ink. You are never really standing out here all alone. Watch the fog dissolve against the skyline towers. Watch the black sky soften into velvet gray. Let the silence rest now. Let the heavy weight drop down. Soft beat hums under the pavement. We are going to be alright. Breathe slow until the lights change. Where do the unspoken words go when the room empties out? My phone screen dims to black, reflecting a reflection I barely recognize. Did I spend 27 years just learning how to hold my breath? The bassline from the downstairs apartment vibrates through my socks, low and steady. Maybe comfort isn't a loud revelation, just a low frequency that doesn't leave. I count the static in the air, thinking about how my mother used to say, rest comes when you stop bargaining with the clock. My thoughts spill over the edge of the mattress. Tangled wires, unpaid bills, small triumphs nobody noticed. I don't have a map for where this path bends next, but my heart keeps pumping, 4 beats to a measure, keeping time anyway. If the dark is just a hallway, I can walk it slow. Tired knees, quiet soul, nowhere urgent left to go. Let the heavy air settle while the drum beats sway. We don't need all the answers to make it through the haze. Just hold the groove tonight, let the tension fade away. Why do we measure progress in tall buildings and fast talk? I watched a pigeon land on a rusted fire escape and just sit there, unbothered by the traffic below. It made me think about grace, how it doesn't ask for credentials before it covers you. Sometimes surviving the hour is the bravest thing you ever write down. Cold tea on the nightstand, a notebook full of half-baked lines. Every mistake I ever made was just me reaching for warmth in the wrong season. It's okay, now the rhythm is catching up to me. My thoughts spill over the edge of the mattress. Tangled wires, unpaid bills, small triumphs nobody noticed. I don't ever map for where this path bends next, but my heart keeps bumping, 4 beats to a measure, keeping time anyway. If the dark is just a hallway, I can walk it slow. Tight knees, quiet soul, nowhere urgent left to go. Let the heavy air settle while the drum beat sways. We don't need all the answers to make it through the haze. Just hold the groove tonight, let the tension fade away. Is anybody ever truly ready for the quiet? Maybe you don't need to fix every broken piece to feel complete. Some scars are just proof the wound know how to close itself. Listen close to the hush between the kick and the snare. That's where the healing lies, hanging in the open air. Why do we expect clarity? Yeah. In the middle of the storm, no answer comes. And for the first time, that feels like enough. Soft hum of the fridge, steady pulse in my wrist. Breathe in, breathe out, we are doing just fine right here. Yeah. The weight of the chair presses heavy on the hardwood floor, grooving deep tracks when my heels used to scrape against the door. I am looking at a shadow of the person I became, bending back through time just to say your forgotten name. You were 18 with 2 quarters rattling inside your coat, swallowing every bitter word that caught inside your throat. You thought the ceiling held the limits of your entire life, carving out your dreams on a budget sharp as a pocket knife. I know you felt like nobody was listening to the beat, pacing through the cold rain on an unnamed neighborhood street. So I wrote this down to reach you where you sit alone tonight, to tell you that the dark is just the start of coming light. You made it through the storm you thought would break your bone. You walked across the valley and you never were alone. Put down the heavy hammer that you carry in your mind. The future that you pray for is the life you left behind. Every tear you hid away, oh, I was planting seeds below. Dear younger self, just breathe real slow and let it go. But I remember how you stared into the mirror around 3, wondering if the world would ever make a space for me. Working double shifts while your classmates slept sound, checking your reflection just to see if you were found. You blamed yourself for doors that were locked by someone else, dusting off the medals that you stacked up on the shelf. Listen to me closely, kid, you did nothing wrong. You were just a rhythm waiting for the golden song. I know you felt like nobody was listening to the beat, pacing through the cold rain on an unnamed neighborhood street. So I wrote this down to reach you where you sit alone tonight, to tell you that the dark is just the start of coming light. Through the storm you thought would break your bone. You walked across the valley and you never were alone. Put down the heavy hammer that you carry in your mind. The future that you pray for is the life you left behind. Every tear you hid away, oh, it was planting seeds below. Dear younger self, just breathe real slow and let it go. The scars upon your knuckles turn to strength inside my grip. The worries that you swallowed never sank the whole damn ship. I forgive you for the doubts you kept under your bed. I forgive you for the cruel things that you thought and said. We built a castle out of bricks they threw to make us fall. And looking back at 18, you were braver than them all. You made it through the storm you thought would break your bone. You walked across the valley and you never were alone. Put down the heavy hammer that you carry in your mind. The future that you pray for is the life you left behind. Every tear you hid away, oh, I was planting seeds below. The younger self, just breathe real slow and let it go. The weight of the chair, stay steady under me now. We made it through the quiet night somehow. Rest your weary head, my friend. The daylight broke at last, sending all my love back to the past. Yeah. Sodium amber bleeds across the vinyl seat. Rainwater traces outlines down the window sheet. I had my headphones resting flat around my neck, mentally tallying up what little piece I had left. The man across the aisle checked his faded watch. Set down his canvas bag and rubbed a smudge of frost. He said, you look like you've been fighting with a ghost. The kind of battle where the silent ones hurt the most. I shrugged my shoulders, didn't want to show my hands. Tired of explaining things I barely understand. He didn't push, just pulled a battered silver tin, offered a mint and smiled through his weathered skin. Said, every heavy storm eventually runs out of rain. You don't need to carry every ounce of yesterday's pain. Sometimes a stranger holds the lantern in the dark, just long enough to help you find your missing spark. We ain't gotta know each other's names to feel the lift. Just two lost souls exchanging simple words of grace underneath the flickering yellow, riding through the night, learning how to breathe again before the morning light. He told me about the years he spent inside his head, believing every doubt that every inner voice has said. Till someone on a bench in 1999 reminded him that broken clocks still tell the right time. I listened close, the bass line thumping in my chest, realizing maybe everybody's looking for some rest. He wasn't selling answers, wasn't acting wise, just showing me reflection through another set of eyes. Shrugged my shoulders, didn't want to show my hands. Tired of explaining things I barely understand. He didn't push, just pulled a battered silver tin, offered a mint and smiled through his weathered skin. Said, every heavy storm eventually runs out of rain. You don't need to carry every ounce of yesterday's pain. Sometimes a stranger holds the lantern in the dark, just long enough to help you find your missing spark. We ain't gotta know each other's names to feel the lift. Just two lost souls exchanging simple words of grace underneath the flickering yellow, riding through the night, learning how to breathe again before the morning light. Next stop came up, the hydraulic brakes let out a sigh. He stood up slow and gave a gentle nod goodbye. He said, keep walking, kid, the road gets softer up ahead. Left me sitting there with all the quiet things he said. And for the first time in a month, my chest felt light. Riding home alone beneath the sodium light. The bus rolled on through the quiet streets, just amber glows and empty vinyl seats. I put my headphones back on my ears, felt the first warm breeze in ears. Keep walking, kid, the road gets softer up ahead. You told me yesterday that grace is just a slow decision. I watched the cashier count the change with practice, gentle precision. A stray dog waiting by the bakery door got half a warm bagel. The neighbor fixed his rusted porch light at a tilted angle. I noticed how the barbershop leaves his door cracked for the breeze. A kid in oversized sneakers scraped both of his knees, then stood right back up, wiped the dirt and kept on running. These tiny pieces add up to something bigger than my doubts. I keep a quiet record of what living is about. I carry every little thing that proves we make it through. The steam from the pavement, the green on the branch, the words from you. We do not need a miracle to know the ground is solid. Just a pocket full of quiet truths that stay unpolished. We are doing fine, right on time, exactly where we stand. The laundromat owner left extra quarters in the tray. An old lady laughed at a cartoon on her phone today. The bass line bumping from a Honda at the red light stopped. The stranger held the elevator before the heavy doors dropped. I saw a a yellow flower pushing through the concrete seam. Someone left the thermos full of tea for the night shift team. It turns out comfort lies inside the details we ignore. Yesterday you said the hardest part is over once you start. Now I trace the small mechanics of a healing heart. The bus driver waited for the girl running late. The light caught the dust specks dancing near the iron gate. None of this is loud, but it is enough to hold the weight. I carry every little thing that proves we make it through. The steam from the pavement, the green on the branch, the words from you. We do not need a miracle to know the ground is solid. Just a pocket full of quiet truths that stay unpolished. We are doing fine, right on time, exactly where we stand. Your words from yesterday still settle in my chest. A list of little mercy signs to give the mind some rest. We make it through the afternoon. We make it through. Yeah. Coarse threads of my grandfather's coat rub against my calloused palm. The night rough wool, heavy weed, smelling like old mahogany and pipe smoke under the porch light. I run my thumb down the freight sleeve, drifting back to 2010. Sitting on those concrete steps, dead broke, watching bills pile up again. He draped his jacket on my shoulders, told me London never gets to stay. Said the roughest cloth holds the most heat when you gotta walk through bitter days. Now I'm sitting in this quiet room, 30 years deep inside my skin, tracing every ridge in the weave, feeling that steady courage start again. The baseline rose low in my chest, knocking like a heartbeat through the dark, reminding me of where I caught the spark. Rough cotton lessons keep me grounded in the storm. Even when the cold world cuts, the memory keeps me warm. We were built from broken threads, woven strong enough to hold, turning every midnight struggle into pure solid gold. Soft velvet lining hidden right inside the stiff outer shell. That was his secret, keeping sweetness where the rough world couldn't tell. Flashback to 16, sitting in his old sedan, feeling like a waste. He handed me a handkerchief, soft wash cotton, wiping tears off my face. He said the fabric of your soul gets tested by the tear. It is the mend inside the stitch that proves you were really there. I pulled the collar tight around my neck, feeling his hand on my shoulder now. Every setback in my 20s was just teaching my spirit how. Feel the ribbon on the cuffs, Frabel holding tight, looking at my shadow stretch across the bedroom light. The rose piano hums low, thick like velvet in the room. One small memory can clip away your decade of gloom. I survived the lean years, I survived the cold. Every crease inside this fabric has a story told. Coarse wool, soft heart, standing firmly on my feet, feeling warmth inside the weave. While the rhythm hits the street, I am gonna make it through. Every single thread is leading me home. The 427 blinks against the wall, a tiny red digit keeping track of it all. I close my eyes and skip ahead 5 years. I see a room where we forgot these tears. The bills are paid, the kitchen counter is wide. We got a balcony with green plants outside. I see you laughing with a glass of tea, no longer hiding what you used to be. I hold this picture like a quiet prayer. Whenever heavy dust fills up the air, it hasn't happened yet, but I can feel the way that gentle future makes us heal. I saved a seat for you in 2030, when hands that work so hard are no longer dirty. We gonna stand under an open sky and tell the old ghosts we survived the try. I picture light spilling across the floor and no one rushing to lock the door. I see her sitting on a Saturday afternoon, not checking balances or praying for Joan, just breathing easy while the record spins, forgiving everywhere we didn't win. You tell a story that used to make you cry, except this time there's laughter in your eye. We paid the debt we owed tonight, and strain and wash the residue of every pain. It is a mental frame, a little spark to carry us through the heavy dark. Every hard season is a bridge we cross until the gain outweighs every loss. I see it plain as day, I know it is real, the quiet peace that we are gonna feel. The red 427 starts to fade into the promises that we have made. Hold on a little bit, the time is near. I will see you in the light 5 years from here. Yeah. Sweet cinnamon dough and warm east flow through the midnight chill, as Marcus locks the bakery doors beside the windowsill. His shoulders carry 20 years of debts he didn't make. His fingers callous from the late night lows he had to bake. He counts his tips and crumpled bills beneath the neon sign. The night bus 40 minutes late along the city line. He sits down on his canvas bag and lets his eyelids drop, wondering if the heavy rain will ever truly stop. But every stride he takes tonight is paving out the road. A quiet strength is growing right beneath the heaviest load. He doesn't see it yet, but grace is walking by his side, turning all his silent tears into a steady tide. There is a melody waiting in the dark for him, a soft new beginning where the faded edges dim. He will rise above the struggle that he faces every day, find the peace he kept on searching for along the broken way. It takes time to build the kingdom from the dust. Every step Marcus takes is a silent act of trust. He reaches for his worn out jacket, pulls the zipper high. A stranger offers up an umbrella as the cars roll by. A simple nod between two souls who know the midnight grind leaves a little pocket of warmth inside his tired mind. He thinks about his mother's smile, the prayer she used to speak, how dignity can bloom inside the moments we feel weak. The lowest bumping from a passing car feels like a heartbeat strong, reminding Marcus that his story isn't written wrong. He steps on to the midnight bus, the heater blows a gentle hum. He looks out at the misty glass and knows his time will come. No mountain stays unbroken when the river starts to run. He holds his head up high before the rising of the sun. There is a melody waiting in the dark for him, a soft new beginning where the faded edges dim. He will rise above the struggle that he faces every day, find the peace he kept on searching for along the broken way. It takes time to build a kingdom from the dust. Every step Marcus takes is a silent act of trust. The street lights pass in steady yellow beams. Marcus rests his forehead, drifting into quiet dreams. The storm will clear, the morning air will feel brand new. He breathes in deep, believing what is true. Who decided that 26 was supposed to feel like running out of room? I'm sitting on the kitchen tile, cold ceramic against my palms, watching dust particles float through a sliver of hallway light. Should I have saved more? Should I have called my sister? My student loan statement is sitting on top of a half-eaten pizza box, and my mind keeps spinning like a vinyl record stuck on a scratch groove. I used to think adulthood was a door you walk through. Turns out it's just a long hallway full of unlocked rooms. You're too scared to enter. My chest feels tight, but the air in here is actually fresh. The radiator clicks 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, breathe. Nobody hands you a map when the pavement starts cracking under your boots. You just gotta trust the shoes you're wearing, even if the soles are thin, even if the heels are worn down. We are doing better than the voices in our heads let us believe. Every broken hour is just laying down a floorboard for tomorrow. Take a second, let the heavy air leave your lungs. You don't need all the answers to keep walking through the dark. We are going to make it through, step by quiet step. Thinking about my pops, telling me that grace isn't something you earn. It's just something you accept when your hands are too tired to carry the pride. I looked at my bank account, then looked out the window. A guy across the street is walking his dog in the rain with no umbrella, and he's smiling. Why is he smiling? Maybe he figured out something I missed, or maybe he just accepted that getting soaked isn't the end of the world. My beats on the laptop are playing on loop. The bassline sounds like my mother's voice when I was 7, telling me everything cools down if you wait. The anxiety isn't a mountain, it's just weather, and weather changes. We are doing better than the voices in our heads let us believe. Every broken hour is just laying down a floorboard for tomorrow. Take a second, let the heavy air leave your lungs. You don't need all the answers to keep walking through the dark. We are going to make it through, step by quiet step. If you're listening to this in the parked car with the headlights off, lying on a mattress with no sheet on it yet, it's fine. You haven't failed just because you're tired. The morning light doesn't ask permission to come back. It just shows up when the night runs out of ink. The radiator clicks again. Still here, still breathing. Who decided 26 was the end? It's just the middle of the story. Step by quiet step. We're alright. A metal chair bears down against worn linoleum, taking the full weight of a heavy posture. I look at old photographs from the basement studio where you can never sleep. You were sitting on that cheap stool, head locked in your palms, asking if the math would ever add up. The cold coffee sat beside a stack of unpaid envelopes. Every note is feeling like a final sentence. I wish I could reach through the paper and pull your shoulders back. I wish I could tell you that the burden in your lungs was just a temporary storm passing through the alley. You thought the low ceiling was dropping inch by inch. You thought you were drowning inside an empty kitchen sink, but I am standing in the sunlight of the home you fought to build. Every frantic breath you saved is a quiet room I filled. Put down the heavy pen and let your knuckles rest. You were doing so much better than you ever guessed. These scars across my palms are just a map to where I stand. You don't have to carry every building in your hands. It gets quiet, little brother, it gets quiet in the end. You made it through that winter, my oldest, bravest friend. I remember when you walked 6 miles home because the bus car declined. You convinced yourself that you were just a burden to everyone left behind. You thought success was a golden door meant for anybody else. Now I sit back in the solid velvet seat, looking at that dusty shelf. The rent is paid in advance, the window air is clear, the laughter isn't fake. Not a single promise that you whispered was a real mistake. You were not a failure just because you broke down on the stairs. Some of your darkest silences were actually answered prayers. You thought the low ceiling was dropping inch by inch. You thought you were drowning inside an empty kitchen sink, but I am standing in the sunlight of the home you fought to build. Every frantic breath you saved is a quiet room I fill. Put down the heavy pen and let your knuckles rest. You were doing so much better than you ever guessed. These scars across my palms are just a map to where I stand. You don't have to carry every building in your hands. It gets quiet, little brother, it gets quiet in the end. You made it through that winter, my oldest, bravest friend. So stop holding a grudge against the kid who was just trying to survive. He didn't have all the answers, but he kept chair holds me easy now. The floorboards do not break. Sleep comes soft tonight. You did good. You did good. Indigo neon spills across the glass doors of this all-night laundromat. I was watching my dark hoodie spin around like old regrets. You sat 3 plastic chairs down, pulling a faded denim jacket tight, and asked if I had 25 cents to spare for detergent. I handed you the box and said the night felt way too long for sleeping. You laughed a quiet laugh, saying tomorrow always asks for too much rent. 2 people running low on luck and high on heavy thoughts. We counted down the rumble of the rent cycle together. You told me everybody loses something they can never buy back, and I confessed I was terrified of staying stuck right here forever. Hold on tight to the little bits of quiet grace we find. Sometimes a stranger has the medicine you didn't know you needed. The world keeps spinning fast, but we can slow it down tonight. You said if we are breathing, then the battle isn't finished. We leave our heavy burdens on the scuff linoleum floor. You told me brighter days are coming, and I believe you more. Yeah. You told me about your daughter in Chicago learning how to play piano. I talked about the job interview I blew 3 days ago in Midtown. We shared a lukewarm can of peach tea from the rusty vending machine. Funny how a soul can feel so light when another soul is listening close. You said youth is just a rough draft, nobody gets the first line clean. And the way you spoke made the cold air feel a little less like ghost stories. Hold on tight to the little bits of quiet grace we find. Sometimes a stranger has the medicine you didn't know you needed. The world keeps spinning fast, but we can slow it down tonight. You said if we are breathing, then the battle isn't finished. We leave our heavy burdens on the scuff linoleum floor. You told me brighter days are coming, and I believe you more. No names were traded, just the weight we carried in our chest. The buzzer sounded loud, signaling the final tumble dry. You folded up your sheets with patience I had forgotten how to hold. Told me to keep my chin up when the winter turns the sky to ash. Then I watched you walk outside into the quiet midnight fold. Indigo light still hums above the folding table. I pack my duffel bag and step into the cooling air. I still remember what you said before you turned the block. We are gonna make it through the dark. We are gonna make it through. Faded fleece lining catches against my thumb as I sit beside the radiator, waiting for the heat to come. My mother bought this sweatshirt back in '99. Oversized threads that somehow stood the test of time. I rubbed the tiny cotton pills along the wrist cuff fold, remembering how we sat together when the house turned cold. She would drape it on my shoulders like a heavy shield, telling me the winter always gives way to the field. Now years of heavy dust are settling on my skin. Trace the frayed hem and let the old warmth in. The world outside is sharp and trying to pull me down, but this soft cloth reminds me who I was in that town. We built a sanctuary out of broken threads, clearing out the quiet worries tangled in our heads. You do not need a golden armor just to face the day. Sometimes a worn out sweater washes fear away. I can hear her voice echoing across the room, telling me the spring is waiting right behind the gloom. I remember 19, broke inside a basement flat, sleeping on a mattress with the folded coat for that pillow mat. The ribbed collar pressed against my jaw all night, keeping out the draft while I prayed for a little light. Every unpaid bill was stacked against the kitchen wall. Every phone call sounded like another sudden fall. Then I would touch the softness of that patched up sleeve and remember I was taught to take a breath and still believe. No, now years of heavy dust are settling on my skin. I trace the frayed hem and let the old warmth in. The world outside is sharp and trying to pull me down, but this soft cloth reminds me who I was in that town. We built a sanctuary out of broken threads, clearing out the quiet worries tangled in our heads. You do not need a golden armor just to face the day. Sometimes a worn out sweater washes fear away. I can hear her voice echoing across the room, telling me the spring is waiting right behind the gloom. It's just fabric, just cotton, just stitches and a line, but it carried every prayer that kept my spirit fine. When the rent was late, when the love ran thin, I had a piece of home wrapped tight against my skin. Now I am stepping out the doorway with my chin held high, underneath the quiet promise of a changing sky. Faded fleece lining right under my thumb, knowing better seasons are bound to come. I hold the warm cloth close tonight. We are gonna be alright. Yeah, a chip silver pig light still on the pine tabletop. It held every bad chord I struck when I thought I was stopped. 29 years running circles inside of my mind, looking for truth in the spaces I left far behind. My thumb traces edges worn down by the tension and beat, reflecting the dim street light bouncing right off of the street. I used to believe every bruise was a permanent stain, forgetting that rivers need pressure to cut through the plain. I sit with the silence, no beat in the background to hide, just me and the pulse running steady and quiet inside. I used to rush the tempo just to prove that I was moving fast, trying to build a fortress out of shadows that could never last. Now I count the resting notes, I let the heavy moments breathe, knowing everything I lost was teaching me how to receive. Tomorrow needs my voice, even if it starts out soft and low. I do not need to hurry where the quiet waters flow. The scars upon my fingertips are proof I made it through. Every broken line I wrote was leading me to something new. I am learning how to trust the space between the kick and the snare, finding comfort in the breath I take right here. I look at that pic and remember the nights in the car, staring at dashboards and asking how distant we are from the peace that we promised ourselves when the pockets were dry. We bought into fear like it is something we needed to buy. But look at this room look at how far the shadows have stretched. Every mistake was a stroke that the carpenter etched. I do not need a stadium crowd just to feel I exist. The healing is happening right in the middle of this. My chest rises slow, dropping shoulders I held up too high, watching the overcast clouds drift across the dark sky. I used to rest the tempo just to prove that I was moving fast, trying to build a fortress out of shadows that could never last. Now I count the resting notes, I let the heavy moments breathe, knowing everything I lost was teaching me how to receive. Tomorrow needs my voice, even if it starts out soft and low. I do not need to hurry where the quiet waters flow. The scars upon my fingertips are proof I made it through. Every broken line I wrote was leading me to something new. I am learning how to trust the space between the kick and snare, finding comfort in the breath I take right here. No thunder required to signal a change in the weather, just patience and time stitching pieces of courage together. I spin that small pick on the wood, watch it settle down flat. If I survived every yesterday, I can't survive past that. The rhythm inside me is not fading, it is finding its groove. I do not need to fight the tide to prove that I can move. Tomorrow needs my voice, even if it starts out soft and low. I do not need to hurry where the quiet waters flow. The scars upon my fingertips are proof I made it through. Every broken line I wrote was leading me to something new. I am learning how to trust the space between the kick and snare, finding comfort in the breath I take right here. The brick stays right there on the wood, my hands stay steady on my lap. I'm ready for whatever comes next. The silence sounds like home. A loose metal manhole cover rattles down below every time the night bus takes the corner slow. You sitting on the armrest, hands inside your hoodie sleeve, staring at the carpet like you forgot how to breathe. I know that 29 feels like a deadline closing in, like everybody else got a head start to win. But put your phone face down, let the screen go. Oh, tonight you do not have to fix your whole life before the light. Look at me, man, you were doing just fine. You do not need to hurry up the timeline. I take a deep breath and let the shoulders drop. The world keeps spinning even when you stop. I will sit right here while the room stays dark. You do not have to fake a single spark. If your heart feels heavy as a concrete wall, I am right beside you. I will break your fall. We can let the silence do the work right now. We will figure out the next step somehow. The corner store neon hums a steady low tune, bleeding purple light into your messy bedroom. You spent another week trying to prove you belong, carrying a weight that was never yours to hold so long. I remember when we used to laugh until our ribs would ache. The same kid is still inside you behind every mistake. So throw away the blueprint that they handed to your hand. You were building something better on the shifting sand. Look at me, brother, you were doing just fine. You do not need to hurry up the timeline. Take a deep breath and let the shoulders drop. The world keeps spinning even when you stop. I will sit right here while the room stays dark. You do not have to fake a single spark. If your heart feels heavy as a concrete wall, I am right beside you. I will break your fall. We can let the silence do the work right now. We will figure out the next step somehow. There ain't no shame in taking time to heal the bruises. Sometimes the strongest ones are the ones the road chooses. You don't owe the city a success story today. Just stay right here, let the bad thoughts fade away. The street sound fades out as the hours grow late. We got plenty time, we can let tomorrow wait. Just rest your eyes, my friend. porch, vanilla and wet asphalt rise through the open grate below her windowsill. Maya sits with the knees pulled tight, watching steam leak from the corner laundry mill. 14 hours on her feet at the clinic desk, taking names and counting down the pay. Her jacket hangs heavy over the radiator, holding all the tension of the day. She doesn't cry because she doesn't have the room, keeping every quiet promise neat, while the bass from a passing sedan ripples slowly through the concrete of the street. She carries everybody else's heavy baggage on her shoulders like a coat, swallowing the water when she feels like she is barely gonna float. But somebody sees her standing in the shadow where the neon never hits. Somebody knows the beauty of her strength and every simple thing she fits. She is gonna make it through the midnight hour, even when the wind blows cold. Every single scar inside her spirit is a thread of pure refined gold. Rest your hands now, girl, the night is leaning warm against the floor. You don't gotta carry all the world behind your locked apartment door. There is peace coming around the corner, waiting just for you to heal. There is love in the way you keep on standing through the hard and real. She leaves two $10 bills in an envelope for her little brother's tuition fee. Wipes down the counter with the faded towel, making herself a cup of chamomile tea. Her mother calls from back home, asking if she's eating right and resting up enough. Maya laughs and says she's fine, though the soles of her shoes are wearing tough. She's building something out of nothing in a city that forgets to say your name. But every step she takes across this kitchen floor is burning like a steady flame. She carries everybody else's heavy baggage on her shoulders like a coat, swallowing the water when she feels like she is barely gonna float. But somebody sees her standing in the shadow where the neon never hits. Somebody knows the beauty of her strength and every simple thing she fits. She is gonna make it through the midnight hour, even when the wind blows cold. Every single scar inside her spirit is a thread of pure refined gold. Rest your hands now, girl, the night is leaning warm against the floor. You don't gotta carry all the world behind your locked apartment door. There is peace coming around the corner, waiting just for you to heal. There is love in the way you keep on standing through the hard and real. She unlocks the window screen and lets the cool night breeze wash clean across her skin. The bass notes from the street soul sample whisper where her quiet dreams begin. She isn't broken, she is just exhausted from the climb up 7 flights. And every quiet heart like hers deserves to shine beneath the city lights. Let the weight fall down, let the tension release. She is stepping right into her own sweet peace. She's gonna make it through the midnight hour, even when the wind blows cold. Every single scar inside her spirit is a thread of pure refined gold. Rest your hands now, girl, the night is leaning warm against the floor. You don't gotta carry all the world behind your locked apartment door. There is peace coming around the corner, waiting just for you to heal. There is love in the way you keep on standing through the hard and real. The tea goes warm, the city hums a steady song. Maya breathing deep and knows that she belongs. Rest your hands now, girl, the morning light is almost here. She is safe inside this quiet year. A sudden memory cuts through stillness, dropping heavy like a needle on a track. The quiet in this living room was thick, until that single thought came rushing back. Amber street lamps filtered through the blinds, painting golden stripes across the floor. I watched the dust motes drift inside the light, realizing I am not behind that closed door. The cold coffee sits beside my phone, glowing blue with notifications ignored. Something shifted in my chest just now, a gentle truce that I can well afford. The city hums low beneath the floorboards, bassline vibrating through the dark. Every heavy hour I survived this week was just another shadow before the spark. Step forward slowly into the quiet. Even when the rhythm feels uneven and slow, we are rebuilding from the bruised places, finding light in spots we didn't know. Put your hands down, let the tension soften. You don't have to fight the night alone. Step forward slowly into the quiet, guiding every weary spirit home. Rain starts tapping on the air conditioner, a steady percussion keeping natural time. I pour fresh water in a glass cup, watching tiny bubbles make their climb. 29 years of trying to be perfect, holding up a sky that was never mine to hold. Now I trace the grain of this wooden table, finding warmth inside the midnight cold. Outside a late taxi sweeps its headlights across the ceiling like a movie scene. Ooh, now breathing deep and let the past dissolve, settling into every space between. Step forward slowly into the quiet. Even when the rhythm feels uneven and slow, we are rebuilding from the bruised places, finding light in spots we didn't know. Put your hands down, let the tension soften. You don't have to fight the night alone. Step forward slowly into the quiet, guiding every weary spirit home. Listen to the city breathing quietly, steam rising up from the corner grate. Nothing good is lost, it just transforms. There is no such thing as being late. The weight you felt was never permanent, just a heavy coat you can finally drop. The music plays beyond the quiet room, and the healing doesn't stop. The thought settles down like a warm blanket, soft light spreading on the window pane. We move forward step by easy step, wash them clean inside the gentle rain. Still here, still standing. Slow down and breathe. Why does the ceiling hold so much weight when nobody asked for it to stay? My phone screen dims out, 30% left. I wonder if my thoughts evaporate. Cold coffee in a mug from 3 days back. Ceramic lip feels smooth against my skin. Is it normal to feel like I'm standing on the outside looking in? I'm tracing the seams of my favorite hoodie, thread pulling loose near the wrist. Maybe tomorrow I'll call my brother back, tell him I'm fine, cross it off the list. The city outside is just tires on wet pavement, constant hum, heartbeat of the block. My mind keeps tumbling over the same little doubt, kicking in rhythm with the wall clock. Thoughts drift like smoke from a match just blown. Nobody told me how heavy it gets to be fully grown, but there's a quiet underneath the noise, a sudden soft space where I hear my own voice. Even when the answers do not arrive, I feel the simple proof that I'm still alive. Every tangled sentence running through my brain is just a little blessing dressed inside the rain. Let the thought flow out, let the river run deep. There is promise in the promises I intend to keep. I am breathing in the silence, letting go of the doubt, finding what this living is really all about. Shadows stretch long on the kitchen towel, towel looks cool against my bare feet. Remember when we used to sit on the porch steps, talking about the dreams we wanted to meet. I guess we got older, got bills in the mail, got worries that sit on the chest. Why do I always feel like I'm running a race where nobody ever gets rest? Wait, look at that light catch in the corner of the sink, small yellow ray cutting through the gray. It doesn't ask permission to shine on the rust, it just finds a little way. Maybe I don't need to fix every piece of the puzzle tonight. Maybe just existing in the middle of the mess is already alright. When the answers do not arrive, I feel the simple proof that I'm still alive. Every tangled sentence running through my brain is just a little blessing dressed inside the rain. Let the thought deep. There is promise in the promises I intend to keep. I am breathing in the silence, letting go of the doubt, finding what this living is really all about. Stream of water running down the drain, taking the noise away. I don't need a map for the whole entire trail, just enough light for today. One beat, two beats, chest rising slow. It's okay to not know where the feelings all go. Ceiling still high, room still dark, but the heart keeps beating its steady little spark. Question has no answer, and that's fine with me. I am floating in the present, setting my spirit free. Just a quiet room, just a quiet me. That creak and swivel seat held everything. Yeah, you thought would crush your 19-year-old chest. Yeah, the vinyl cushion grown beneath the stress. Unpaid bills and quiet, heavy dreams. Yeah, you stared at empty notebook lines for hours, wondering if your story mattered much. I see you hunching low and near the desk, just hoping that the dark would keep you tucked. Put down that heavy pen tonight. You are allowed to catch your breath. The world is bigger than that tiny room, and you survived the test. I am writing back across the years to tell you that the floor won't break. Every tear you hid inside your sleeves was just a seed you had to make. Stop holding up the ceiling on your own. You made it here, you made it home. I know you hated how the shadows stretched across linoleum at 3 a.m. You thought the quiet meant you fell behind while everybody else was running fast. But listen to me now, young kid, the rhythm that you built in solitude is every drum beat that I walk on now. Your quiet patience turned into my groove. The pressure that felt endless then was turning simple charcoal into gold. I wear the peace you pray to find, the future that you couldn't quite behold. So loosen up your shoulders now and let the worn out cushion take your weight. You can lean back down, let that chair hold you safe. We made it through. We made it through. Sage green illumination floods the dining booth where we sit. You stare into your mug like it holds every secret you missed. You ask me if the city always feels this heavy at 2. I tell you I used to carry that weight until I grew tired too. We do not even know each other's names, but the silence breaks clean. Just two exhausted souls sharing space under a flickering screen. You say your knees feel weak from chasing tomorrow. I say tomorrow is just a promise borrowed from today. Take a deep breath and let the room expand. You are allowed to fall apart right where you stand. Keep your head up when the shadows get tall. We are strangers in the dark, but we answer the call. You do not have to fix the whole world in a night. Sometimes surviving is catching the light. Hold on, brother, hold on, sister. We are making it through. There is still a soft miracle waiting for you. You laugh a little, rubbing the fatigue out of your eyes, telling me about the job you lost under quiet skies. I offer half my pie and tell you failure is not the end. Sometimes a door locks, so you learn how the turns bend. The waitress refills our cups without a single word. It is the kindest conversation that I have ever heard. We might never cross paths on these avenues again. Tomorrow you will be a memory, a temporary friend. But in this small sanctuary where the neon hums low, you gave me a reason to keep breathing, to let go. Keep your head up when the shadows get tall. We are strangers in the dark, but we answer the call. You do not have to fix the whole world in a night. Sometimes surviving is catching the light. Hold on, brother, hold on, sister. We are making it through. There is still a soft miracle waiting for you. The sky shifts softly outside as you stand up to leave. You nod at me once, a gentle belief. Safe travels through the city lights, my friend. This is not where your story has to end. Yesterday, you mentioned how trees bend without breaking when the north wind blows. Now I notice how a yellow leaf lands on a cracked sidewalk where the moss grows. A stranger holds the elevator door open. The dog rests his chin on a damp shoe. The pigeon pecks at crumbs near the bench, and the rain stops right when it needs to. These tiny details don't make the news, they don't fix everything in a night, but they keep collecting on my dashboard until the dark gives way to light. It gets lighter than you remember when you stack up the little things. The steam rising off a paper cup, the subtle choir that morning brings. You don't have to rebuild the world today. Just let the small, soft moments stay. I see a kid tie his shoe, double knotted, a cashier smiling at a heavy bag. The old lady watering a fire escape fern while the city traffic slows to a drag. A bus driver waiting 5 extra seconds for someone running in the chilly air. A folded note left under a coffee mug, proof that somebody is always there. These tiny details don't make the news, they don't fix everything in a night, but they keep collecting on my dashboard until the dark gives way to light. It gets lighter than you remember when you stack up the little things. The steam rising off a paper cup, the subtle choir that morning brings. You don't have to rebuild the world today. Just let the small, soft moments stay. We spend hours staring at the ceiling, measuring the weight of every fear, forgetting that the quiet world keeps humming, whispering comfort if you listen near. It gets lighter than you remember when you stack up the little things. The steam rising off a paper cup, the subtle choir that morning brings. You don't have to rebuild the world today. Just let the small, soft moments stay. Your words yesterday are settling in now. The steam rises, the tree bends. We survive the day. Yeah. Rough corduroy ridges catch my fingernail as I trace the sleeve hanging on the kitchen chair. 28 years deep in the city air, and one touch brings back the night the brakes failed. It was when at 18, working 2 late shifts, sleeping on a couch where the springs poke through, trying to build a dream out of broken gifts, staring at the ceiling till the sky turned blue. This brown fabric kept the cold from taking root, when my pocket said nothing but a worn out ticket stub and truth. Memory pulls me down the stairwell, dark, back to the room with the leaky pipe. We had no guarantee of a single spark, just a heavy heart and I might. These old threads, remember every storm we survived, every dollar squeezed just to keep the lights alive. Now I stand in the warmth of a room I call my own, knowing every single seam helped to carry me home. It gets lighter when you look at how far you came. The texture of the hard times staying just the same. I remember sitting on the curb at 3 a.m. sharing one lukewarm slice with two broke friends. We were talking about the future like a ghost story, scared of missing out on the promised glory. My knuckles were red from the biting wind, pulled this collar up high just to shelter my chin. Nobody believed that the sun would turn around when every application came back burned to the ground. But we kept writing rhymes in the notes on our phones, turning all our quiet doubts into heavyweight bones. Memory pulls me down the stairwell, dark, back to the room with the leaky pipe. We had no guarantee of a single spark, just a heavy heart and a mic. These old threads, remember every storm we survived, every dollar squeezed just to keep the lights alive. Now I stand in the warmth of a room I call my own, knowing every single seam helped to carry me home. It gets lighter when you look at how far you came. The texture of the hard times staying just the same. If I could walk back through the dark hall now and tap the boy on the shoulder wearing his coat, I would tell him put the worry down somehow, take a deep breath and clear his throat. You are not losing, you are just getting made. Every hard night is a debt already paid. Look at the hands that held the line back then, they were stronger than you ever knew, my friend. Rough corduroy under my thumb tonight. The room is warm, the future is clear. We made it through the long night. We are standing right here. Eight 42 gleams in the quiet kitchen. No screaming alarms, no frantic rush to the train. The steam off the dark roast rises up slow and steady. I watch the sunlight trace lines across your face again. We paid off the loans that used to keep us awake. The kitchen table is solid wood, not cheap plastic board. I look at my hands and see they stop shaking. Every heavy hour we traded brought us this reward. I know right now your shoulders hurt from holding up the sky. I know the late shift leaves a sting inside your tired eyes. But picture this corner, picture this peace, where every single storm is forced to finally cease. We are gonna sit right here and breathe easy, looking at the road we walked when times were tight. Every tear you dropped in the dark was planting seeds that grow into this soft, steady morning light. Keep your head up, brother, hold on tight, my friend. This heavy winter is not how the story ends. 35 years old, in the backyard grass is green. A blue front door with the brass key that belongs to us. No landlord knocking on the first day of the month. No counting loose quarters on the floor of the bus. We put our old notebooks on the living room shelf, filled with all the prayers we wrote when hope was thin. Now we just smile, pour another cup of tea and talk about how strong we were back then. I know right now your shoulders hurt from holding up the sky. I know the late shift leaves a sting inside your tired eyes. Picture this corner, picture this peace, where every single storm is forced to finally cease. We are gonna sit right here and breathe easy, looking at the road we walked when times were tight. Every tear you dropped in the dark was planting seeds that grow into the soft, steady morning light. Keep your head up, brother, hold on tight, my friend. This heavy winter is not how the story ends. If I could send a radio signal backward in time through all the lonely midnight drives and blurry holds a diamond inside. I would tell you that your spirit is meant to rise. Just take a breath, let the shoulders drop low. You are closer to the harbor than you even know. We are gonna sit right here and breathe easy, looking at the road we walked when times were tight. Every tear you dropped in the dark was planting seeds that grow into this soft, steady morning light. Keep your head up, brother, hold on tight, my friend. This heavy winter is not how the story ends. 8:42 on a lazy Sunday morning. The rest of our lives waiting right outside the door.